what is you and what is your body will stand apart. What is you and what is your mind will stand apart. If these two things come apart, your ability to use the mind and the body is so greatly enhanced that you almost look superhuman for somebody else. This is about realizing being human is super.
Recently, I came across the video of Samantha talking about yoga, meditation, and many more. Yes, this video is not recent, but it's evergreen. How a simple Kriya has transformed her life.
I have been doing Isha Kriya for a while now and it has been transforming.
At the same place, I also came across Rajnikant talking about this Kriya.
I am not this body, I am not this mind. I am that, I am one from the universe.
I am not the body, I am not the mind. All yogic practices are devised to make you experience I am not the body, I am not the mind.
Well, these people are not the only people. There are many people whose life have changed just by doing simple things. So I thought, why not to make a video on it, how this simple Kriya impacts your system. But before that, let's listen to Sadhguru.
See how fragile you are. Just if this one inhalation does not go, wherever we look, you won't be around. At the same time, how sturdy it is, how many things a human being can do in this world. On one level, it seems to be so fragile, just look at it and see. It doesn't come back. Too fragile, isn't it? You've taken it for granted, you're not conscious about it. If you become conscious and watch it, it's a damn fragile life. At the same time, how sturdy it is, how many things it can do. This is the beauty of creation. Everything is tenderly balanced. So tenderly, you cannot disturb it. If I take away your breath, you and your body will fall apart. What you thought is one will become two. That is the first deception. There are two behaving like one, a deception is on. But if your consciousness travels with the breath, if your awareness travels with the passage of the breath keenly enough, then you will see, distinctly see, these two are not one. What is you and what is your body will stand apart. What is you and what is your mind will stand apart. If you and your body-mind combination stand away from each other, then suddenly you will find your ability to use your body and your mind goes into a phenomenal scale. If right now, if you have to count from 1 to 10, right, the highest is 10, if that is so, if you're attached or if you're involved with this body, you're less than 1, that's where it is. If these two things come apart, suddenly you can rev it up all the way to 10. Your ability to use the mind and the body is so greatly enhanced that you almost look superhuman for somebody else. So these three ingredients, your breath, your thought and your awareness, in the right combination, if you use them, you will see slowly a little bit of distance arises between you and your body. Now, you're very distinctly moving from untruth to truth. Isha means that which is the source of creation. Kriya means an inward action towards that. Karma means outward action. If you perform action with your body or your mind or your emotion or your physical energies, we call it karma. If you perform an inward action which does not involve any of these, then we call this Kriya. So Isha Kriya is an extremely simple process, but a powerful tool to constantly move from untruth to truth.
Now Now, this is how much this Kriya is powerful and tremendous. And do you know, this simple process of Isha Kriya, which is of just 12 minutes, if one performs this consistently, it brings an absolute clarity of perception, and it gives an experience of inner state where what is you and what is yours is clearly separated. Not only this, in this Kriya, the way we sit, that is, we put our head slightly upward, is just to become receptive to praise. Because when we become willing and receptive, our body naturally acts up. This Kriya actually works miraculously. If someone meditated daily, they have experienced that there is a clear distance between mind and body, and the identification with the mind and body disappears. And that is when grace easily touches them, because now they are in touch with that source of creation. Now, just now we heard from Sadhguru that how our breath and body is very firmly connected. It is just like a thread. Now, to understand this, let's perform a simple experiment. Observe yourself for a few seconds and just think the way you breathe when you are happy, stressed, angry, sad. Have you ever noticed that every time you breathe differently? And this is the science. Based on this is the science of pranayama and kriya. That means by consciously breathing in a particular way, the very way we think and feel and the very way we understand life and situations can be just changed. Whichever way you think, that is the way you actually breathe. And vice versa. That means whichever way you breathe, that is the way you think. That means your whole life, your whole unconscious mind is written into your breath. And if you are someone who is already doing some spiritual practice, you might have seen that once you start certain spiritual practice, your level of energy is totally different. Means your ability to stay awake, to do work, not to get tired, and your ability to just go on with the life is so much better once you start doing these practices. All these kriyas are fundamentally to make your energies more awake than what they are now. In this kriya, at the end of the kriya, we utter the sound ah for 7 times. Now, do you know this reverberation of the sound actually comes from Manipuraka, which is 3/4 inch below navel. Now, why this is so? Because Manipuraka is the center where all the nadis redistribute into the entire body. And so, when this center reverberates, this center gets energized and activated, and along with this, all the entire nadis get activated, and because of this, the entire body gets activated. So, once this kriya becomes part of you and your daily life, and once simply sitting and breathing becomes a great pleasure, mind becomes sharper than before, and the entire system gets activated easily. And so, if you are someone who wants to perform this kriya, link I have given in the description, just try it out for the first 48 days. That means you should complete one mandala and just note down your observations. You will really find change in you, and it is absolutely free of cost. But don't demean the kriya by just seeing that it is free of cost. No, it is very powerful and potent kriya. If you are someone who have never tried it, just try it before you go to sleep at night and early in the morning for 12 minutes every day, completing one mandala, that is 48 days. And now, closing the video, hope you loved it and found it informative and meaningful. And if yes, do not forget to give it a like, share and subscribe. Up to next, stay safe, healthy, happy, and namaskaram.